Welcome to my podcast, which is all about changing your business and money reality. This is your master money coach, Dr. Gaurav Deka, and you are money. Hi, Palak. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. This is a very important episode. As you already know, you are here and we have so many things to, know from you. So, to introduce everyone, by the way, this is Palak Arora, and she happens to be a manifestation coach and a psychotherapist. And she has made one of the grandest, I would say, achievement. One, she has just signed up for ATEPs, and you may call this magical, but at the same point of time, Palak has actually done the work that is required. So, Palak, please go ahead and tell our audience what you do, what kind of healing work you do, how do you combine manifestation, how do you combine psychotherapy? Tell us about yourself and your work.
Hi, sir. Thank you for having me on this podcast. I'm super excited. And this was one of the things actually that I manifested also. So I guess it's just September 9th and I have manifested a lot already. So basically, I'm a psychotherapist. Manifestation came into my life good 7 years back. There,
Right,
from there, I just knew about law of attraction, but then there were always a loophole. Like in every law that I studied, there was always a loophole. I was not able to apply. And once my degree started, I started seeing that how manifestation is nothing but just a hidden field of science which has not been taught to us like in the schools. So I thereafter I started combining everything and I started knowing that how every law, whether or every field of science, whether it's neuroscience or whether it's physics, how everything comes together and actually makes the process of manifestation. So I teach people that thing, but then I do strongly believe that you cannot manifest if you do not have the evidence of it in your mind. So I do believe in the healing work, like combining both of these things. So it's like I combine both of the stuff, the therapy and the manifestation. I do not take a single manifestation sessions like an hour or 2 hour because I know it cannot work out like that, because
right,
you have to reprogram, you have to like declutter the stuff, clean the
right,
wardrobe of your brain to actually put in the stuff that
right.
we manifest. So I work on like I mostly work on one-on-one basis. I do have the group containers, but
Mm,
love the personal space which is there. So I do have courses like which keep on like happening because they are cost friendly,
right.
and I keep on organizing them on my page, and I post about it on my Instagram page.
Mm,
And first is one-on-one container. I go by like the mindset coaching, which includes the therapy part and which includes the manifestation part. So basically I believe all the healing and therapy is the subconscious, and the
mm,
conscious is obviously conscious mind, and then the
right,
body work. We have to get rid of the trauma from the body, create the space in the body to
mm,
have what we desire. So it's a 360-degree thing that I work on
yeah,
one-on-one basis.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have any group container for this. I only work on like one-on-one if we have to cover like 360 degree.
Right,
So
right. I always keep telling people actually that, manifestation is actually healing. You cannot have access to new feelings, and you can't have access to feelings of joy and excitement and curiosity and exhilaration, or have new thoughts, without working on the old ones. And I'm so glad to hear this from you that you don't only tell people or work with people to um, do things that will help them get what they want, but also you said that you declutter, right? And you do the healing work, and that's how you uh, after that you go ahead and you work with their new thoughts, right? What are the kind of methods you usually use, Palak, when you have to do the healing work? By healing work, I want to tell the audience exclusively that you know you have your future and you have your past, and when you work with manifestation, you basically go ahead and work towards creating the future that you desire, the future that you want. But then, if you are constantly pulled by the energies of the past, by the experiences of the past, by the traumas of the past, then we are not able to bring our body and brains together in an aligned way to think and create the new future. So, working on the past traumas and experiences, which take away a lot of our energy, is super important. So, I want to ask you, Palak, what are the kind of processes and techniques or methods, if you have, that you work with your clients?
So in my one-on-one coaching, I work on a simple setup that I have made for myself, which is a chakra system.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the root chakra is from where the roots come, and it revolves a lot around like the family trauma, the things that
Right.
we have taken from the family, the intergenerational trauma. On that point, I also include inner child, because I strongly believe if you're not able to manifest something, then we need to go back to our childhood and see whether we have seen the evidence of it or not.
Right.
So on the root level, I work on that. And then comes the sacral chakra. On the sacral, I have this very powerful tool which I channeled. I'm
Mm.
not learned it from anybody,
It's
but
downloaded. Yeah.
it was just there. I know other people also do it, but for me, I'm not learned it from anywhere. So it's a
Right.
womb depression and the womb healing and dealing with the sexual trauma. So I
Right.
do believe, like, especially, I'm an Indian, I stay in India. I do believe that a lot of women here, and even the men,
Mm.
are
Mm.
like exposed to shame
Mm.
and
Mm. Of course.
their archetype,
Yeah.
whatever they are. So
Right.
I try to work on the sacral around womb regression and womb healing
Mm.
and sexual trauma. And thereafter, solar plexus, I mostly deal around what have happened around in their love life
Mm.
past, and what are, like, how do they portray themselves in
Right.
the society. They,
Right. Right.
then comes the heart chakra, which is about the art of receiving. Are we even
Mm.
open to receive or not?
Right. Right.
Both, like, our expression, our voice. So mostly I go around with the throat. I mostly deal in the practical stuff like screaming exercises,
Mm.
the balloon so that your throat chakra gets opened up and everything
Right.
around that. And thereafter, the other third eye and the crown, that's when I deal with the quantum and the manifestation
Right.
more.
Right.
But in,
Exactly.
yeah, third eye, I deal more with the CBT work also, so that the
Yeah.
mind gets controlled
That's
and
cognitive behavioral therapy. Yeah.
yeah. And then, of course, the manifestation. So I've made this structure for all of my clients, and I go in the order only.
That's amazing, Palak, because you know what? Uh, I'm going a little off track, but I think this is a very important question and discussion to have. When we are in the coaching industry and we are in the mindfulness and healing industry, a lot of people they obsess over the methods that they need to learn. Like they also think that without this particular method and so method from so and so person and so institute, we will not be able to create the necessary impact.
Mhm.
And as a result, also what happens is most of the things that come naturally to them, some
Yeah,
things that are downloaded, like a lot of things are downloaded to me, like HX, the program that I do, the money coaching program, is a download for me.
yeah,
And what I want to address is that a lot of people doubt their downloads, and then not only doubt but also jump from different programs to programs
mhm,
and methods to methods to reach a method where they feel that, oh, I have landed with the magical method now, taught by so and so, and now is the time that I can create impact for my clients. But that doesn't happen because they're jumping from one method to the other, um, using the force of the inner doubt,
yeah,
basically. So I want certain encouraging words from you to the other healers and other coaches who have downloads,
yeah.
and why they must believe in their downloads and why they must also put that into experimentation, practice. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if it does work out, then
Yeah, yeah. So I have been there exactly where you mentioned, like people are. I have been there too, And I guess I told you also that I even mentioned in my DTB that my result is I start finding coaches because I can like.
Right.
So I have stopped now. The wonderful part is like even like with the help of DTB, it was not just the R line getting okay. It was like T
Yeah.
line, hot line, feeling like everything getting okay.
Right.
So it does change, but other than that, like trusting the downloads, I have so okay, this came. See, for me, it was mostly inherited, I would say that my
Mm.
grandfather made me believe a lot in myself. He only used to say, if you are feeling good with this, if you like this, just do it. Don't care about the people and the
Mm.
system. And my parents still sometimes complains about this. He's no more. So, that he has
Mm.
gone and he have
Mm.
left us with you. Just do what her heart says and soul says. So I feel the try to build a connection with the soul and believe in the power of the soul, because it is very old, the energy and everything,
Yeah.
and we are the part of this huge magical thing, like which is earth. Like there is no life on the other planets. It's
Mm.
itself a magic, and
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do not believe that we living here and able to sustain a life is also magical in itself. And the amount of development humans have done, that is also magical. So I don't understand people do not believe in that power. And as a matter of fact, I do believe past life regressions helped me a lot. When I
Right.
saw
Right.
myself in the past lives, I was able to relate, okay, I have been a part of that human era also when all of this development was coming into the picture. I have lived those lives also.
Mm. Mm.
But even for the new souls, it's just like the, I personally believe, I don't know if this is 100% truth or not, but I
Mm.
believe energy cannot be destroyed. So sometimes if the period of the soul have ended, they will like kind of restructure and will come back again into
Come
the,
back.
yeah. So any which ways that carries a lot of knowledge and downloads, if we just flow with it, let yourself dance with it, like let yourself like just let the downloads lead you, and you just
Yeah.
need to trust, like as our parents used to tell us, my mother used to tell us gut feeling, you know
Mm.
like we identify the bad touch or the good touch, our
Right.
body. Similarly, body is actually allowing the downloads to enter from the
Mm.
mind to the body. We are able to feel it, then it's a good thing, and we
Yeah.
should go. And there's nothing to lose.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's something that I think why that happens to a lot of people, and you have been able to transcend that, is because you have to let go of your analytical and your cerebral and your rational thinking brain. And I
Yeah.
think people are intellectually aware that, oh, I am a spiritual being, I have a soul, it has lived for thousands of years, it has made journeys through galaxies and planets.
Mm.
Intellectually they know,
Mhm.
but they are unable to practice it at a body level or at a being level
Yeah.
inside, which you are able to do.
Yeah, I'm still reaching there, I believe. And growing up, I have like been very fond of fairy tales, the magic. I have not believed in any less of that. When people told me that no, you stay in your head, you daydream a lot, you're always in your mind. Because I have been a writer ever since I could remember. I used to
Right.
write, and when I used to write, I used to pour every magic into it, that how beautiful the world is. And of course, my trauma has acted up. Of course, I have been in a depression, but I'm going to be 25 in November. I'm still very young, and
Yeah.
I've dealt with it,
Yeah.
already. So that means that
That
was
was my second question, next question actually, but continue.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
it was just that I believed in that power of magic and the power of creation. And this might sound little weird, or because in
That's
India,
okay, all weird is welcome here. Yes.
because in India we're not like really open about talking about sex and how two people come together. But I strongly believe when I studied about the Big Bang and how universe got created,
Yeah.
I just had one thing in my mind. Like it's like a man and a woman coming together and they give the birth to the universe,
Mm.
For
Mm.
me, it's a creation.
Yeah.
For me, it's the union. More you believe in the power of magic of that creation, I believe everything will just flow and you'll never have a creative block also.
Yeah, yeah.
So downloads are like easier to like sustain in the body.
Yeah, and that actually tells us that to be able to do the work, to be able to create the impact in your client's life, to be able to be a good coach, the first thing that you need is your own belief, you
Yeah,
know. And I keep screaming every single where, including Instagram, that your certificates are not going to make you a good coach. Your degrees are not going to bring you that impact. You know, it's about who you think you are
yeah.
and knowing what you truly, truly like to do, you know, what you truly want to do. And that
Hmm.
should come from a space of joy, that should come from a space of bliss. For you, that comes from a space of magic, because everything that you write, you believe in the magical um, element of it.
Yeah.
And hence, you know, you are able to create the kind of impact that you are creating with your clients and the kind of money that you are making right now, um, though you are very young. So tell us about that. You are just 24. And I want our audience to know this once again, that Palak is just 24. And the work that she's doing, you should, of course, we'll, by the end of this talk, we'll go and talk about her Instagram page. And you should just go and see how many people are not only following her but choosing to work with her. Her programs and you know, her one-on-ones are almost full. So Palak, how do you manage that against the voices or the thoughts or the ideas of the world that, oh, I am so young, you know, I haven't completed my studies, and you know, until I reach 35 and 40, I will not be able to make so and so x amount of money, all kinds of thoughts which are limiting in nature. How does that work for you?
Okay, so now this sounds strange, but this is the story of my life, and I'll be like little candid and honest about it. I belong to a well-off family, where money has never been a concern, but
Mm,
the idea of women making so much have never also been like a part of
part of,
it.
yeah.
So I belong to a lineage where the women have been very rich, but
Mm,
the money came from the fathers, they
right.
inherited those money. So now the thing was that my father, when I'm a very curious soul. The amount of degrees I have done is shocking to everybody because I've not left a single field. I've done my stock market, I've done my fashion studies, I've done my dancing, etc., etc.
Wow, wow.
Used to say that if you're going to sail in so many ships together, you will drown at the end of the day. You will have no
Mm,
solid career in front of you. One day you want to become a professional dance teacher, one day you want to be a stylist, another day you want to be a cardiologist. Where do you want to land up at the end of
mm,
the life?
mm,
I remember studying 8, 8, 9, 9 subjects, taking subjects as additional subjects so that I'm able to merge every stream together. And so I I'm very honest, I was not
mm,
sure what I'm going to do. I just had a lot of ideas, a lot of
mm,
things to do, but I couldn't take an action towards it.
right.
I personally believe breakups are like the huge motivating factor in your life. For
Of
me,
course, they propel us to, you know, unimaginable places. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
for me that has been. I was very young. I was like around. It was after just like the lockdown lifted. I was 22,
Mm,
and yeah, 22. So I was like, I had a breakup, and he was like my best friend, etc.,
mm,
etc. So I was shattered. But then at the same time, I was okay also. I tend to get into a neutral state very easily, and
mm,
I move into that state because I just personally feel that you like if it's natural for me to love someone, it's as natural for him to not to love me or
mm,
have
mm,
feelings for me, and it's okay. I move on because I do believe that my there's a magical love story waiting for me.
mm,
So
mm,
everyone going is like a blessing from the god. I just like go by that means. Of course I cry, I have my bad nights, but I get over it pretty soon.
right.
But that one breakup led me to decide the path of my life, that what I want to do. Now, how the universe works in your favor is that I just decided. Next day, a client came. I
Mm,
had no page, I had nothing, like nothing.
mm,
One
mm.
of the friend referred,
Right.
She paid me 11,000, I remember, for 10
Wow.
sessions. For 10 sessions. I was like, fine, okay, and I've always been earning. I've been making tips and bits from the content writing because I used to love writing and everything.
Right.
Like, okay, fair enough, I'm going on a trip, I'll get this money by October and I'll do the work. It's just an hour a day, like, twice a week I'm going to take her sessions and all that. My first session was like shitty. I don't know what I was doing. So I embraced my failure so well,
Yeah.
So it happened like that. So I personally feel once you decide that dialogue of the movie that the universe actually conspires and give that to you,
Mm,
it's actually true. I
yeah.
just set the intention, okay, I'm going to do this and it's going to happen. I don't know how, when, I don't care.
Absolutely.
I just enjoyed my life. I just let it be. I was young also, so that also helped that I was not like very obsessing over it, being tensed over
Mm,
it.
mm,
I remember I went with shopping, like I went to shopping with my mother, and I was like, I'll just whatever, it will happen at the right time. Whatever has to happen. Any which way it's COVID, the people who have work are not even working, so
mm.
I have to take a pressure,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
ended up with a client, and thereafter she referred me to somebody, and he
Yeah.
referred to somebody, and that's when the circle got created.
Created. Yeah.
Even my paid sir believe in the downloads because it's the universe gift to you. I believe my page was gifted to me by the universe and the god. I just made it. I started posting, it started going viral. There was no this kind of structure on the page. It was
Right.
like
You
chaos.
just posted what you wanted to post. That's all. Like
I,
you just you
yes,
kept
I
on. The thing
yeah,
that you did was you kept showing up, and you kept
yeah.
putting up things that you just wanted to put up. There was no pressure that,
I,
oh, this post has to get me these many number of clients or conversions or likes or comments.
no, I was 22. Like then, okay, till November came, I was 23, and uh, I was like, even if I'm making 30, 40,000 a month, it's okay. I can go buy
Mm.
expensive bag. I can go and party. That's fair enough. Okay, I'll rise at the end of the day. So I started doing the simple thing that I wanted to earn 50,000 a month. For me, 50,000, earning 50,000 a month was a big deal for me. So I was like, I'll see about it. I started doing it in March. In February, I was at 50,000. It
Right.
was 3, 4 months into my business. April, I went 80,000. May, I went 1,12,000.
Wow.
I
Wait,
went
50, 80, then
1 lakh.
1.2
Yeah.
lakh, and then 1.5.
Then 1,60,000. Then
Oh,
2 lakh
60.
12,000 in July. So it was not even
Wow.
external to my business. Only thing I was doing was one thing which I have applied. I still say this to my father, that if I would have let your thoughts pass to my head and would have not ignored them, I wouldn't have been here. I ignored my father's voice. I have a very
Wow.
with my parents. It's just that sometimes parents do have a tendency to put their belief systems on you. I just
Always. I mean, that's true. That's so. I'm sorry I'm stopping you here because I really want the audience who are listening to pay attention to so many things that Palak has just said. One thing that she said that I just decided. I get so many queries of people who say that, am I meant to be a healer? Am I meant to be a coach? I don't know if this is the right thing for me. Should I go ahead and work with people? And you look at this experience that Palak has shared, wherein she says, I decided.
yeah,
And then she did what she decided. She just told herself that this is what I'm gonna do. And just like we do in DTB, what are the thoughts that I need in order to do what I want to do? And the other thing she said that I did not allow those voices to
hmm,
become my voice, to
yeah,
become the force by which I'm going to operate and show up in the world. It's not that I don't love my parents. I love them. I love my mom. I love my dad, but I can love them without letting those doubtful or fearful voices becoming a part of what I want to achieve. So continue, Palak. You were saying about your father. Yes.
yeah. So, uh, I'm that pampered kid of the family. But then at the same time, I don't want, I don't like their opinions at all of my
Mm,
family. family, and I'm very close. I'm that kid who can talk to mercies and mamas for an hours, to the distant relatives, to the like for hours. I'm
Right,
that kid. But I don't. I respect them, but their opinions, beliefs are not mine, and I never resonated
right,
with them. You know,
right, right.
so I just knew. And one thing also, one more thing which helped me, as like when I was growing up, I only Netflix came way later in India. I used to see all those Western TV shows on the television. Like there
Hmm.
was Z Cafe and HBO and Fox Life, which
Right.
I don't know I still exist or not. But yeah, Star World. So there I do remember seeing that show Zack and Cody. They were like very young. Then I
Mhm.
read about them. I read a news or something.
Right.
Very young, and they were making like chunk of money. And then the pop stars and all these people, I was like, if they can do it, I can do it in
You can do
my
it. Yeah.
work. It's not a hard deal. Why I cannot make it at 21 or 22? Why there has to be this cycle that I have to go through? So I knew from the childhood that I am going to get rich at very young age, and I
Right.
just did not pay the heed to anybody saying anything to me. I said they are saying, let them be. So probably it was a stubbornness or it was anything, but it worked in my favor. I just
Yeah.
want to say whatever it was. I do remember there was a time my father calling me and my mother saying me that you are arrogant. And I was like, okay, I don't care. Let me be there. So, but that worked for me. And
Yeah. Yeah.
what works for you works for you. Let the people talk, let the society talk. And usually, when I say society, I include all the relatives and my parents into it.
Everyone in the environment. And I think that's one of the most important points that you've made, that watching these Western shows, or
Yeah,
the American shows. So what happens is, in the West, I think what happens is, because of the way the white world functions,
right.
and the way the white world is also made to perceive money.
Hmm.
I'm not talking about people of color, but
Yeah,
I'm specifically talking about the white world. So what happens is, because there is already the knowledge and the awareness of the privilege that they have,
yeah.
or the kind of cultural perception of money they have, that anyway money is available there, I believe that they are able to um, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that they are able to tap into that money and make money really, really young. People make money at 17, 16, or 18. However, in India, because of the kind of setup that we have, the way we grew up, the kind of cultural sentiments we have around money, how often parents tell children that now is not the age to make money, now is the age to study. You will make money after you have completed your masters, or after you've completed your PhD. Don't think about money right now, because if you start running after money right now at a young age, then what is going to happen is you will leave or quit your studies,
Hmm.
and then you'll basically keep running after money. But then the expectation at the end of the day is, once you complete those degrees, you will anyway work for money.
Right.
Right? Or people say that, oh, uh, you know uh, don't be a businessman, or don't be a businesswoman, because businesses are risky, they are meant to fail, or something wrong is going to happen. Study hard and get a job, and don't think about money when you are young.
Hmm.
And we are slowly breaking those stereotypes.
Yeah. People say that social media is very toxic.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be, but I don't believe it. I have my bad days with the social media,
Mhm.
but I have bad days with my mom and dad also. I
Oh,
believe
that's so
so.
amazing. That's such a wonderful line. I have bad days with social media, and I have bad days with my parents also. So I don't have to believe that it's bad, it's toxic. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh God, Instagram have opened the opportunity for so much money. I don't know why people don't appreciate bloggers, all those people, those like the music videos and everything, because they shifted from the TikTok to Instagram.
absolutely.
I remember reading a story. My mother actually got like the forward or something. There was an article on this girl. So
Mm,
this girl is she belongs to Kanpur. Her father was an auto driver. She's
right.
very pretty, she's very beautiful. So she started making the videos, on
Mm,
TikTok. and her brother bought her, like, saved money, borrowed some money from the person he used to work. He used to work as a house helper, like,
Right.
brother, like he was 17 or 18. So they were protecting their girl. She was 21 because she's very beautiful and everything. So she used to stay at home. However, she was very fond of music, dancing, and everything. So her brother said that why don't you start making these videos? There's this app and everything. So he bought her the phone,
Mm.
and she started like making videos. Her account went viral, and
Wow.
the first offer came and she made 10,000, which was like, she said that it was a combined salary of everyone in her house, and I just
True.
got it for making 2 or 3 videos,
True. Yeah.
and then TikTok got like banned in India. She shifted to Instagram. She
Mm.
upgraded the phone. At this point of time, she's making 7 to 8 lakhs a month. She bought a new house
Wow.
for her parents, car, phone, appliances, whatnot, And then we go sit and blame Insta. I hate it. I love Instagram, and Instagram loves me back.
Absolutely. If you don't love the platform, if you don't love the space where you expect people to reach out to you, where you expect,
There will be people commenting on my post saying she's very this, she's very that, but then that's
those are
okay.
always going to be there. Those are always going to be there. I mean, uh, that's what I also get at times, that coaches want to speak things on social media, and then they hold themselves back, but they don't realize that yes, there can be 50 comments opposing that, but there could be one person who would be empowered and might just not even like that post, but DM you asking, hey, can I work with you?
Right, right, absolutely. And so all those things have worked in my favor. I have just like believed in this one simple formula, that I don't want to believe in what people say. I'll take
Wow.
my own thing. I don't want to believe. I
Yeah.
can listen to them. I'm a good listener, and I value their opinion. I'm a very curious soul, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Since I write, so I always have a way of fetching the stories out of a person, I'll keep on listening to their experiences, their
Right.
voices, their everything. But then it's my choice to let that voice stay in my head, or do I have to wash it off,
Right.
at the end
Right.
of the day. That's a choice
True.
that we make,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
It has taken me time to learn. I have done my fair share of stupid things in life till I was 18, 19, but
We all
when
have.
22 was the point where things changed. And I also believe one thing absolutely beautiful about this industry is, more we talk to people, more we listen to them, the more wisdom, like, it gets into our system. My
Absolutely. Our clients, even the prospective ones, are our teachers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my cousins often ask, or my friends, like, it gets too doesn't like it gets too toxic for you listening to
Mm.
traumas, listening to this. Like, no, they are sitting here taking a session from me, how strong they are,
Absolutely.
And that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
What I love, what I love hearing from you, Palak, is to be able to create the kind of impact that you have created, to be able to make the money that you have made. It is so important for you to actually love your client
Yeah,
and honor their decision to come and work with you, and also of course honor the decision to not come and work with you. But
absolutely.
then at the same point of time, if we cannot have that kind of love
Hmm.
for people who come into our spaces, we really won't be able to sell.
Right. And then there's also this one thing. I do have my baddest of the days also. I always mention, when I've talked a lot of positive things and a lot of achievements, I always mention this whenever I'm talking on any platform, that
Right.
I have bad days. I do have point when I'm like, I don't want to do this. I have that midlife crisis at 24 only, that this is not going to work.
Wow.
This is not what I'm doing. Till when I will be dependent upon Instagram. I have to do this, I have to do that.
Right.
So I have those days where I'll just sit, cry, cancel all my sessions and everything.
Yeah.
So it's not that all the therapists, all the healers, all the people who have consciously worked on themselves will not have the bad days.
Wow.
They
Wow.
have
This is
good.
such a wholesome. This episode is turning out to be so wholesome. I mean, the audience, do you realize that? Because there are things coming out that everyone should hear. You know, you can easily see how Palak is such an old grand soul, and her chronological age doesn't matter. And this is so important to, again, I'm interrupting because I want audience to pay attention to this, that that we do not have bad days. We have bad days. We have days where we just don't feel like doing anything, where we
Exactly.
don't feel like, we keep talking about what thoughts do I need in order to create the results. What is the result you need? How many sales do you want to have? What is the impact you want to make in client's life? But then there are times then that I am a human body,
Hmm.
and by allowing myself to accept the fact that I can have bad feelings, I can have bad days, I accept my humanness, or I in a way again humanize myself.
Right.
So that's a very, very important thing. I just before the podcast, one of my friends who also happens to be a coach, and she reached out and said that I had a panic attack
Hmm.
thinking about all the different offers that I can make, and I was not able to zero in on one offer.
Hmm.
And I don't know what to offer because I'm not able to believe in any of those, or I don't know if how I should combine.
Yeah.
And we do get into those confusing moments. So yeah, please go ahead. Also, along with that, I just want to add the question that as you move along, please also tell us, how do you become sure about your offers that you make, Palak?
Right. Okay, so apart from having the bad days, I learned to surrender. I just surrender into the day,
Mm-hmm.
the moment, I just surrender. And it's okay, you can be a kid or a teenager for a day or for a few hours, and you can sit and cry about things which are not working out for you. And that's okay, because I believe every failure is an opportunity to create something new. So it works out, at the end of the day.
Right, right,
And how do I trust my offers? Because they're downloads. So I trust
right.
downloads.
Lovely. I love hearing this.
Trust your downloads. Again, coming back to from where like we started, trust when it comes. This takes time, this
Don't
takes.
believe others, trust your downloads. That's the takeaway that people should like keep on listening to again and again. Yeah.
Remember, I launched my first that workshop. No one signed up. No one signed up at all.
Oh,
I was
that happens. Yes.
heartbroken. And then thereafter, I started launching some other services. I was doing tarot also at that time. I know tarot since I was 16. My dadu taught me.
Right.
So I I was like offering tarot, and I knew that my predictions are like very accurate because I
Hmm.
always used to do in my college and everything for teachers and my
Hmm.
friends.
Hmm.
I was like, let's like just give it a shot. I want to get this page going, and I love tarot. I have so many decks. I love the art of it and
Right.
everything. So I was like, let's see, I'm still getting done with my degree. I want to be like little more experienced. And when I trusted myself, I started posting more and more about things and everything. And within 3 months, I launched my course, and the course price was like around 3,500, 40
Rupees.
souls, yeah,
Yeah.
rupees. So 40 souls signed up.
40 people
Yeah,
signing up in the first course.
yeah.
Imagine. Imagine.
So it was like that. And the only thing was, I don't know, I felt 40 is a small number.
Amazing.
I was doing it unknowingly. I'll be very honest. I was doing it unknowingly. I was like, 40 students are in my class also. Like there used to be 40 people in my class. My teacher comes and teach them. My tuition teacher have 40, 50 students. Why cannot I have it? I
True.
had no other things. I did not do the maths that no, they are paying for 1 month, they are paying for this, you're just
Right.
I did not do the maths. Probably me not being good at maths worked for me because my analytical mind did not like.
Yeah, you just did not allow yourself to, number one, be satisfied with what you were getting, not in a bad way. It's
Yeah,
like, I know I can have more, and I know I can do more. And the second thing is, you didn't allow yourself to go into this pleasing fawning mode that most people do, that oh my god, 40 people, I'm having a meltdown right now, that kind of stuff, or feeling that they have paid me, I'm thankful, and but at the same point of time I feel that this is it, this is enough,
Hmm.
right? You didn't allow that enoughness to sort of um, derail you. And once again, I want to tell the audience is it's not about Palak didn't have gratitude for those 40 people. She did. But
Yeah.
she also at the same time knew it in her core that she
Hmm.
can have more. And that's what I want people to learn, that have gratitude for what you get, but don't settle down, you know, go for the next, believe in bigger, know that if um, an objective or a result doesn't actually freak your brain out,
Hmm.
then it's not big enough.
Right, right. I remember there was this interview of Priyanka Chopra. I don't know why I've always admired her. I connect with her on a lot of levels, and she said that all I want to have is the world. I
Right.
like shit. All I also want to have is the world. Why not? And it's that, and then a certainty. Certainty. Once you start practicing it, that it's certain, it starts revolving in your body.
Right.
Like, I do remember I was very consistent with my rituals, like doing affirmations in the morning
Mm,
and moving my body a little, creating a space, doing my gratitude, praying. For me, prayer is a form of manifestation, gratitude, every.
true.
I used to do it. And then I knew my purpose was clear, like why I need money right now, why I need this many, rupee
Mm,
right now. Do I want to give it to mom, dad? Do I want to have something expensive, which is not so expensive anymore? But yeah, so do
yeah.
I want to like go out on a trip? Do I want to have savings and everything, And that's when I just came into that certainty that soul. See, I personally believe to every listener out there that if you have been blessed with the knowledge, trust me, you have been blessed with that one student, 100 student, 1,000, 1 lakh, 1 crore, doesn't matter. The
Mm,
students who will learn this knowledge from you also. There's a reason this knowledge has been given to you by the
true,
universe.
true, true,
So
true.
trust that. Once you start believing, and that is where the downloads again come into the picture. There's a
Yeah,
reason downloads enter into your body,
yeah,
from the energies and from your soul, from like the cosmos above and everything, because there are souls waiting for your knowledge. So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that is the perfect example of valuing your product,
yeah,
something that
yeah,
you bring out from within yourself into the world.
that,
You
hmm,
not only value that product and believe in that product, that yes, this download is valuable.
yeah,
Yes, through this download, I not only can I change the world, but
hmm,
if I do not trust this download, then what happens?
hmm,
Then all the people who could have benefited in their life, transform their life through this
right,
download, right? They don't
hmm,
they don't transform, they don't change if I don't go ahead and sell, right? Yeah. So
right, right. Also,
yeah. Hmm. Go ahead.
no, no,
Yeah.
say,
No, that's what I was coming to, the selling part of it, that why sometimes we hold ourselves back thinking that, oh, can I sell this because I'm not sure about the product, I don't know if I value or believe the product, are people
hmm,
going to buy it? But in your case it was, I know this is valuable,
hmm,
I
hmm,
trust my downloads. If I
hmm.
don't share it, then I don't get to change people's lives, and people are deprived from something really amazing that could
Yeah.
come their way.
Two things. I had a shame around selling. I had a
Yeah,
lot of shame around selling. I mentioned this to Gaurav sir also, that it is little, I feel little hesitant. But the
yeah.
moment I mentioned it to him, I don't know, it was his vibe or energy. I said it, started selling very regularly on my page. Thereafter, I saw a very beautiful evidence. I'll tell you. So, in the Bollywood, everyone is like a mega star, so very rich. Movies are big budget and everything.
Right.
The amount of promotion they do to sell that movie, oh my God, they
Absolutely.
travel from cities to cities and everywhere. They don't need to sell it. They can be like, we are the stars, they'll come in, but they sell the movie. Like this
That
movie
is
was one of
so amazing. That example is so freaking amazing. Yeah. Please, please.
like
Yes.
Alia Bhatt's movie Darlings came. I remember she was it was releasing, it was about to release. She was addressing everyone on her page in every caption, every story as darlings.
Wow.
Imagine the
Wow.
point you're putting in the head of a person,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
everyone is supposed to sit and watch that movie. And that the Ananya Bande and there's a South actor, the movie came, they traveled 28 cities to promote their movie. They just need to
Absolutely.
sell. And that gave me a little bit of wings to fly when it comes to selling. That why not? They can feel ashamed of promoting so much, but they are literally like going to college, going to school,
Mm,
see a movies, there's a song, they dance also. They dance there, and
absolutely.
they invest in that, all those programs, they invest to sell also. That events are organized by the production houses and everything. They invest to sell.
Yes.
So
There's
it's
a
such a
budget, of course. Yeah.
it is such a sacred activity. I started believing in it recently, I'll be very honest.
Yeah.
But the moment I believed it, there's one very simple fundamental thing that I teach in my quantum also, when I teach about quantum, that
Mm,
there are so many alternatives available for you,
mm,
okay, one thought is that selling is a sacred activity I can
right.
enjoy while doing,
Right.
there are other pathways also. Selling is bad, you shouldn't sell so much. If I will be able to concentrate even for
Mm,
10 hours in a day, I'm able to sell. For next, like for last, like all the other 12 hours, okay, fine, I can crib a little, but
mm,
let me concentrate for 10 hours. Then
yeah.
10 increases to 12, 12 increases to 15. So I go baby steps. I honestly go by the baby steps. And I take a breather also. Some days when I don't feel like selling, I'll take a breather. I'll be very honest. I'm like, okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's such a great example. Number one, the Bollywood. Number two, to progressively increase your work on your capacity and also allowing your body and your nervous system to generate space so that you can actually sell more. And that, I think, brings us to the grand revelation of this podcast, which is what this whole episode is all about, which is making 150K in a single day.
Yeah.
Right. So so there's a little bit of history. So Palak joined ATEPS. She came to ATEPS. ATEPS has not started yet, as you all know. Like, I know this podcast, people will be listening to this podcast maybe sometime. I mean, it's going to be released next week. Today is 9th September. But then there will be people who will be listening to it in December or maybe, in March 2023. And then they will look back and realize that here is someone who had joined ATEPS. ATEPS is going to start on 1st October. 1st October, we are opening the portal for everyone so that people can have access to all the modules and videos. And then, because we don't want to overwhelm them, so in the first week we will not do the live coaching. We will start the live coaching from the next week onwards. By the time they have gone and looked at the videos and settled down and seen, okay, fine, now we are ready to receive the calls. So that's when ATEPS is going to start. So Palak joined ATEPS. We are running through a pre-launch right now. And then she attended one of our master classes called The Greatest Abundance Secret, where I teach something called the deliberate thought building process, which is also a major part of working in ATEPS. So she just did that one single process. And then she, it tells me one day that she's made 150K in a single day. And I'm like, what? So, and then she tells me that she had done the DTB on it. So the deliberate thought building process. So I want you to tell us all about it so that the audience can know it is possible. It can happen.
Okay, so one thing that I did not mention to you was that remember when I paid you for ATEPs, and after 2 days only I paid you for the systematic medicine course
Yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah. So you bought all the two trainings together. Yes.
What happened for me was, for a second when I just made the payment, I was like, how amazing is this, that sir was in the I guess you were in the flight and you just landed, and he
Yeah.
was doing nothing and he was traveling, and he just got the transaction of
That
two
is
lakh and
true. That
50.
was my exact thought. Like often when I'm flying, I make the most amount of money.
Yeah, so that expanded my nervous system, that I wanted to come into that zone, where you were like, and then thereafter, like, today, and it was in a week. I was like, great, I can also do it. I am the same woman with the same energy, with the same nervous system, and
Absolutely.
age has never been that for me. So it expanded my nervous system back in like last week of August and everything. So that was the first thing, I guess. It worked. I really do believe that it gave me that sense of spark and everything.
Right.
And then about the DTB model, I I wasn't able to attend the class live, and then with my schedule, I always watch the classes in half.
Right.
But when you were explaining the DTB model and everything, I applied it on both of the aspects. I applied it on the money also, and
Mm,
also I applied DTB in the enrollment process, like how many people are enrolling in the
right.
course,
Right.
and it was like around 10. I kept on doing the DTB, how consistently I was doing every morning in my ritual practice and before sleeping. So I was doing
Wow.
twice a day, if not.
Wow.
So I
Well,
was
that's
doing,
like
I love,
practice, practice, practice every single day, right?
yeah, till that point that circumstance started making less and less sense to me. I was feeling
Mm,
while I was doing the DTB that it was not making that much of sense to me. My thoughts became, oh God, my thought line started changing. My feelings started changing. I started embracing more and more of it. So it was a constant practice. It was like I worship that model. I was like, I'll just trust. And I guess that is a power of investing in a coach you feel connected to,
connected to.
you feel called
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
because you will not question what they are teaching. You will, just like a student, you will follow, and you will follow and you will see the result. It's about the belief. And I took my time. Of course, there was this card problem, everything. I was not able to enroll in the ATEPs and everything. And
Mm, hmm.
everything was like, it was just, I found Gaurav sir in a very absurd manner. Some YouTube video, I don't know what I was searching. I started like, and then I was not sure that you had an Instagram page or not.
Right. Right.
And after I stalked your profile for a while, and I was like, should I or not? Should I do this or not? And then we had a call. I finally
Yeah.
messaged and everything. Then it was a long procedure. But then once you invest, once you trust in a person, just surrender in that trust and belief and what they're teaching. So it was, I guess, the mix of everything. Also, in my action line, I used to
Hmm.
mention doing also. So
Doing
it
what?
kept me going. In action line, I used to mention that the action I'm taking towards, getting this result is doing my DTB also. So I used to
Right. Like it's like inside the DTV there is a DTV.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was mentioning every day in my action line what all I'm doing. I'm showing up, I'm selling, I'm doing my DTB daily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my action line consisted of DTB also.
Right.
So I guess that kept me going because I was always saying that my action is my DTB, my action is my DTB.
Right. That
So
is so amazing. That is really amazing.
and clients paid in full. Clients paid for like my coachings, like the 5 sessions are for 19K. And
Yeah.
sometimes people do want to have payment plans and they do have a liberty of it. But I remember that day no one was asking for the payment plan, and I was just
We
receiving
were all
transactions.
paying in full. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
150K, next day was 90K. Like the second
Wow.
September, again 90K,
So in a week, so that day when you made 150K, in that week, I think you made 2.5 lakh, right?
Yes, yes, till this time it's 9th September. I've already crossed like 320K.
Wow,
I
it's not
still
even
kept
10th
on
September and you've crossed 320K. My goodness.
I still kept on doing DTV. Even after having that 150K, I
Wow.
did not. because 150K, honestly, I know I'm so grateful it happened. I am always grateful to money and everything, but I still feel it's a small number.
I know I can have more, you know. I know I can have more.
I can go spend it on anything about now, so I need to have more. So
More.
mine keeps on revolving around that, but I'm still very, very thankful always. I share a very deep connection with money. I'm not ashamed to say I love money. You need to say you
Absolutely.
love money, and money
We
will
all
love
love money. Yeah.
money will love you back to. So it will just love you, it's like that.
True.
So
True.
DTV helped in solidifying my mind to such level that my nervous system was just like, damn, it just,
Yeah,
it's,
it crystallizes. It crystallizes. Our objectives. So that you are right there. And Palak, I want everyone while listening to this episode to realize that you are an example of what is possible, because most people will have, I think we have covered a lot of like questions and doubts in terms of what people think about being a coach, or what people think about being a healer, if they can choose, and if they choose, can that be a side hustle, can that be a main business? And I think that the kind of space you come from, the kind of efforts you have put, your chronological, biological age not being a deterrent or any factor in deciding any of that, but only and only your thoughts and beliefs. I think you are an example of what is possible in this world. The fact that we choose, we decide, we don't believe in the voices that are in our head, that are unconsciously embedded by the society, parents, relatives, siblings, friends, whoever. And then we just go for what we think we want, right? What we know we want.
yeah.
So it's a huge, huge example of what is possible. And I want you to tell our audience, I know time is running out. I want audience to know where they can find you, how they can reach out to you, and how they can work with you.
So I have an Instagram page. I go by the name of Aligners,
Aligners
yes, aligners.in. That's the,
.in.
you'll
Yeah.
find a purple logo. So I always have purples and pinks on my page. So you'll find a purple logo there. So I go by that page. I go by Instagram, and that's how currently I am like completely booked till October end.
Wow.
So
How does
I
that feel to say that, by the way? I'm currently booked till October end.
I it just happened yesterday. I just had one slot left, and that also like she paid the registration amount, and like the slot went away. So I am
Amazing.
away in November though, but the group coachings and the group programs and the workshops keeps on happening. So I keep some of the free time for that group workshops. I keep it cost friendly so that I'm able to help the masses in
Right.
it. That's how. So you can contact me there and we can
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Guys, please reach out to Palak. Of course, she's booked till the end of October, but from November onwards, her workshops and group works are starting, and you will also be taking one-on-one sessions, right?
Yeah.
So don't forget, it's ALIGNERS .in on Instagram. So go there and reach out to her, follow her. She already has a massive following, but everyone who is listening and who doesn't know about her page must go and follow her.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to say one thing. I know like we are short on time, but if you will not believe in the downloads, you will not find a teacher like Gaurav sir. You need to
Okay, that is so
believe.
sweet.
Because I literally asked universe, prayed my God to give me a mentor. And the moment I answered that call, boom, that 150K a day also happened. So sometimes some people, that's just the souls are there to, guide you. It's what it is written. It's in the soul contract. They have to do it. So we need to learn to answer that call and everything.
Thank you, Palak. That is so kind of you and so sweet. I'm deeply humbled and grateful. And I don't know how. 1 hour passed through. I was aiming that, okay, we'll finish this in 30 minutes. People don't listen to long podcasts, but I think this is going to be episode 19, and people should listen to episode 19 over and over again, because it is full and replete with so many examples and learnings and insights that you bring to the table, Palak. So thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. Thanks a lot. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And not to forget that everyone should enroll in ATEPs. I have not, like, it's not even started. We are already seeing the results.
Right.
And I personally believe anyone who comes into the energy of a person who has a purpose of making people rich, it's like something else. So it I do agree that there is a lot to learn. There might be a lot of technical stuff,
Right.
but the energy of a person talks a lot. Sometimes the person is so awakened in his own abundance field that the moment we enter into his field, now we become abundant. So I
I
promise,
agree.
I got the money back, sir, in 10-15 days. I got that money back, the
Right.
amount I invested it. I did not even work hard for it. It just came.
Yeah.
So
Because you
uh,
chose, you made the choice. That's why.
yes, so I feel everyone should make that choice. Everyone should join ATEPs. It is something I don't think you will find here in India, anywhere else. So everyone should just stop
Thank
thinking
you.
about
Thank
it
you.
and just join ATEPs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are really looking forward to, a great number of people inside ATEX, and we are really looking forward to having. We may not have a grand launch, but yes, we will give time to people to settle inside ATEX, and then from the second week of October onwards, when the live calls will start, that's when the energy is going to build up, I think. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Palak. And people, if you haven't joined ATEPs, you can take Palak's suggestion and look at her story, and you know the insights that she has given, and the kind of you know the power of choice that she has highlighted, and you can make that choice too, and you can of course come to ATEPs and make ton load of money. We are starting October 1st onwards, as I said. So thank you, Palak. Thank you for being in this call.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. I absolutely loved it.
Thank you. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast and are willing to change your business and money reality, head to my free coaching community on Facebook called You Are Money. Link is in the show notes. And do not forget to leave a review on Spotify.com or Apple Podcast. Thank you so much.